Come see us on tour in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Dallas, Texas, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there. The Wall Street Journal came out with this. I'm sure you've heard of it if you watch this show. How the White House functioned without a diminished Biden, with a diminished Biden in charge. So now
they're saying it.
The end of December 2024, finally, the mainstream media is now going to tell you what the Jimmy Dore show has been telling you since 2019.
That you saw it with your eyes. That also, you didn't need us. You saw it with your own goddamn eyes.
Joe Biden is demented. He has early, well, I don't know if it's early. He's in his late 70s. He has dementia. So I don't know if it's Alzheimer's or dementia or...
The thing I heard was called frequent aneurysm syndrome, which I've never heard of. But that's what I heard from a good source.
So he's had two brain surgeries.
Yeah, he'd had a few aneurysms that we know about.
Yeah.
But they were hiding the others. I just want to point out that Bill Maher won't have George Clooney on his show to explain himself because they're mad at Clooney because he wrote that tremendous op-ed.
You're kidding.
Dude, I'm not making that up. George Clooney's mad at Obama for making him be the guy. Okay, he wrote, and it's up to him at the end of the day. So they're mad at him. Which doesn't even make sense because you knew Biden was senile.
That's
and was
right.
Going to have to be
and
replaced.
then Obama was the one who told Clooney to write that thing in the first place.
Did you think Biden would win? Everyone knew he was gone.
The subheadline is aides kept meetings short and controlled access. Top advisors acted as go-between as public interactions became more scripted. The administration denied Biden has declined. So
wait.
So as I've always told you, I've always told you that the government is the biggest liars, and then the second biggest liar is the corporate media. So this is them. This is the government lying, and then the corporate media covered for him for 3 years, 11 and a half months. So that's what this is. Finally, the corporate media is going to tell you the truth that we've been telling you since 2019. It was obvious that he was demented, and I'm going to show you in the next segment. What they knew it at the debate in 2019 that he was demented when that who was the guy that called him out on it? Anyway, to adapt.
Wait, but also they admitted. Am I wrong? They also just admitted recently Nord Stream was America finally.
America didn't admit that, but it was a European newspaper did. Ready?
Okay.
To adapt the White House around the needs of a diminished leader, they told visitors to keep meetings focused. Unlike Joe Biden, who was not focused. Interactions with senior Democratic lawmakers and some cabinet members, including powerful secretaries such as Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Treasury Janet Yellen, were infrequent or grew less frequent. Some legislative leaders had a hard time getting the president's ear at key moments, including ahead of the U.S. disastrous pullout from Afghanistan.
There wasn't a disaster. We forged bonds that will get us lithium.
Senior advisors were often put into roles that some administration officials and lawmakers thought Biden should occupy, with people such as National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, Senior Counsel Steve Ricchetti, and National Economic Council head Lael Brainerd, never heard of him, and it's a woman, and her predecessor frequently in the position of being go-betweens for the president. Press aides who compiled packages of news clips for Biden were told by senior staff to exclude negative stories about the president. What is this guy? Is this guy a diva movie star on a set? Julian Castro.
All the magazines are. He's got CAA as his agency. So yes.
So Joe Biden has an agency. Yeah. The most powerful agency in Hollywood is CAA. They represent the president of the United States.
Why do you think Me Too didn't do anything when Joe Biden was credibly accused of grabbing a woman by the pussy as they accused Trump of?
The president wasn't talking to his own pollsters. He wasn't talking to his own pollsters, as surveys showed him trailing in the 2024 race. The president's slide has been hard to overlook. Oh, really? Because you guys did a great job of overlooking it for 3 years and 11 months.
Yeah, Jimmy, I'm going to say something, and if you can't handle it, F you.
F you as Joe Biden. That's right. Well,
That's the best Biden. Biden.
While preparing last year in 2023 for his interview with Robert K. Hur, H-U-R, the special counsel who investigated Biden. So that was the special counsel appointed to investigate if Joe Biden mishandled secret documents. He eventually concluded that Joe Biden, a jury would not convict him because he's demented. That's what that guy. That's what that guy. He said they would not. You couldn't get a jury to convict him. So when they were getting him prepped for his interview with the investigator, this guy Hur, H-U-R, the president. He couldn't recall lines that his team had discussed with him. So he couldn't remember what his lies were supposed to be for the guy. At events, aides often repeated instructions to him. What kind of instructions? Like where to enter and exit the stage. The guy's running the free world, supposedly.
No, he's not.
Supposedly.
Don't worry. Obama's our secret president.
That's right.
And you know what? As a shitlib, I kind of know that, and I'm glad.
So they had to tell him where to enter and exit the stage, something that would be obvious to an average person. And you were called every name in the book by corporate media for pointing this out.
Right.
Called conspiracy theorists over and over. You're pushing deep fakes. You're pushing conspiracy theories.
No, they called them cheap fakes.
They call them cheap fakes.
It didn't take off, but cringe Jean-Pierre tried to... That was a cheap fake. The real footage of Biden that in any context looks terrible.
Biden's team tapped campaign co-chairman. Guess who Biden's campaign coach? Just to let you know, Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Cenk Uyghur's funder for a while.
He still is. By the way, so he gave the Young Turks $20 million. This guy, Biden's co-chairman.
Then why is Cenk going full trying to get with Trump now?
Because he lost his audience. Gave him $20 million, and because he's not going to get any more money out of Katzenberg.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
But that wasn't a loan. That was Jeffrey Katzenberg purchasing $20 million worth of the Young Turks. Jeffrey Katzenberg now has a seat on the corporate board at the Young Turks. There wasn't a loan. That was an investment. So Biden's team tapped campaign co-chairman Jeffrey Katzenberg, a Hollywood mogul, to find a voice coach to improve the president's fading warble. They're telling you this all now. Believe me, the Wall Street Journal has known this for as long as I've known it.
Jeffrey Katzenberg, the guy who doesn't want homelessness fixed in California.
So, Jimmy, why are they saying this now? Why are they releasing this all now?
Because,
what is the game?
I guess because
what are you going to do about it?
Because it'll sell papers, I guess. Because
That's what they always do. They tell the truth. There's like a time. That's why I asked about the Nord Stream, because I'm trying to map out the timeline of when they can finally tell you the thing we've all known, you know?
The system put Biden at an unusual remove from cabinet secretaries, the chairs of congressional committees, and other high rank. So they wouldn't let him talk to anybody. The people the president's supposed to talk to, even his own top advisors, they wouldn't let him talk to them.
This is not unusual. They went through this with Reagan. Did we all forget Dianne Feinstein and fucking?
Right. But she wasn't president.
Mitch McConnell. This is just the standard operating procedure, and everyone should wonder. Do you think your country's real when this is a thing? When all the people working together go, "Oh, we can't say the president is fucking senile." The thing they should say.
So not only the people who are running the country know that the guy who's the head of the country, elected, is senile. They knew he was senile when he was running in 2019. By the way,
well, that's
and
why
so did the media. Let me finish. So did the media. Not only did they know the people actually running it, but the corporate media knew too. They also knew. So, because I knew. So if me, a C student,
would know.
At the time, a pothead in my garage knew, they knew. So you're being lied to it all the time. So this idea that somehow they got to worry about Rumble, or they got to worry about YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, those are where the misinformation comes straight from the top every day, all day, every day of the year. So just keep that. So that's why it's always a lie.
Yeah.
So
it's only harmful to them.
Now the Wall Street Journal says it also insulated Joe Biden from the scrutiny of the American public. You think?
No, the media, the public noticed. Go look at that big red map of Trump winning. If Biden stayed in, he wouldn't have won. Everyone noticed. It was getting ridiculous to pretend he wasn't senile.
Yet a sign that the bruising presidential schedule needed to be adjusted for Biden's advanced age had arisen early on in just the first few months of his term. So immediately everybody knew. Everybody in the corporate press knew. Everybody in the White House knew. Everybody in Congress, everybody knew immediately. Just like everybody knows Mitch McConnell. Just like everybody knew that Dianne Feinstein. Just like everybody knows. Except they're lying to you.
But Jimmy, you're one of these anti-establishment.
I know. Administration officials noticed that the president became tired if meetings went long and would make mistakes. They issued a directive to some powerful lawmakers and allies seeking one-on-one time. The exchanges should be short and focused, according to people who received the messages directly from the White House. Ideally, the meetings would start later in the day, since Biden has never been at his best first thing in the morning.
Me neither.
His staff made these adjustments to limit potential missteps by Biden. The president, known for long and rambling sessions, at times pushed in the opposite direction, wanting or just taking more time.
The White House for Carlos Mencia.
The White House denied that his schedule has been altered due to his age. They're just of course they're. If the president,
age, it's senility. It's a medical condition. It's not his age. There's plenty of old people.
That's right.
His brain doesn't work.
It's right. If the president was having an off day, meetings could be scrapped altogether. On one such occasion in the spring of 2021. The first few days of his administration, a national security official explained to another aide why a meeting needed to be rescheduled. He has good days and bad days, and today was a bad day. So we're going to address this tomorrow. That was in the first days of administration. They knew he was demented. Everybody knew. So that's what. And now the Wall Street Journal. So again, this whole idea that that asswipe from Axios, who was getting an award at the press club, saying Twitter isn't the news. We are. That's bullshit. No, you guys are bullshit. You guys are bullshit, and that's why people come to shows like this. Even if we're suppressed by the algorithm, we're considered borderline content. There are people with quarter of the subscribers of me that get more views. Why? Because they're not considered borderline content.
When you cock everything up, people notice that what's going on. If honestly, Reagan, people were just like, whatever, and he was senile the whole second term. But guess what? Everything wasn't as completely fucked as it is now. So your illusion doesn't work if you're going to not take care of the machine like they haven't been.
I just thought it was Biden stuttering. I thought
he had a stutter. Yeah, he had a stutter.
You know, he's got a stuttering problem.
So there it is.
In his brain.
So just like I've always told you, the biggest liars and spreaders of disinformation and misinformation and flat out lies and conspiracy theories is the government. Second is the corporate media. And a distant third are randos on social media and YouTube and Rumble. Hey, I don't need to tell you that our current state of healthcare system is awful. Despite record spending, Americans experience worse health outcomes than our peers globally. Big pharma, big medicine, and lobbyists that have made their way into places they shouldn't be often lead to the suppression of products like the Juvent Micro Impact platform, which I use and I've talked about on this show. This platform will transform the way you think about and approach overall health. Your bones and cells require regular, healthy micro impacts to function at their best. Subtle, low-level impacts like the kind you'd get from walking in leather sandals or thin-soled shoes, for example, classic Converse or traditional leather dress shoes, and yet most of us are walking around in running shoes day to day. And while running shoes are great for protecting your joints from the high impacts of running, by wearing them too often, you could actually be shielding your body from something that is vital for your health, micro impacts. Imagine being able to move without pain or discomfort. Whether you're recovering from an injury or trying to stay active as you age, if you're serious about strengthening your bones, improving mobility, and reducing pain, this device is a game changer. You slowly stand on it for 20 minutes a day. I do that. The Juvent Micro Impact platform has the ability to improve your daily life as well as adding years to your vertical lifespan. Plus, your entire family can use it. If you have loved ones struggling or you're dealing with health issues yourself, you need to check on Juvent. With money-back guarantee, a 10-year limited warranty, and financing options available, there's no risk in trying it for yourself. Experience the difference firsthand. Visit Juvent, that's Juvent, juvent.com/Dore, that's D-O-R-E, and use code DORE, D-O-R-E, for an exclusive $500 off. That's Juvent.com/Dore, and code DORE at checkout for $500 off. Start your journey toward better health and longer, more active life today. Come see us on tour in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Dallas, Texas, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there.